Hello, Joe Franco here, and I want to go over a couple exercises that I have not gone over in the past and would like to add to the library of the instructional videos I had set up before on YouTube. Most of the ones I've covered were the squats, bent over rows, the real basic movements, some lat pull downs, lunges and stuff. And I always find it's very important if you want to master the exercises. I mean, anyone can have a great workout plan, but if you're not feeling and focusing while doing the specific motion, it's worthless. So with the right program and with the right instruction on how to do the exercise, it's definitely a big win. Now what I'm going to cover today are a couple of real basic exercises that from a beginner can use on the assisted gravitron, assisted dip and pull-up machine, to the more advanced to do body weight, and then even so, the ones that are a little bit stronger, they can add weight, through either chains or a weight belt, through the dips for tricep dips, chest dips, and even pull-ups. Now, positioning is very important. Proper shoulder health is definitely needed for any dip exercise where you don't want to compromise. And by meaning compromise, you do not want to overstretch the muscle, because some people just get overzealous, try too much weight, and they fly right through the motion. Now, loose form is okay on this a little bit as long as you're in control. You definitely want to feel it. But especially for the triceps, this is one of the king exercises you can do. Now, the setup for a tricep dip is really not that complicated, and it's really about correct posture and not overextending. I'm facing out only because it's visual, and also I'll crack my head on the board here, on the bar up there. Some dip machines are nice where they come in and out. This is old school, obviously, so I'm sort of like forced on keeping my arms in a certain position. Some can go out. They'll have the angle with the V, so you can bring it in so you're in a more natural stance. But usually your hands are just underneath your armpits, so you're in a good pushing position. You're not going to be out as wide as if you're doing a bench press or anything like that. And the other thing that you don't want to have to do, and a lot of coaches will tell you, or trainers, you have to force your elbows out. No, you don't. That really has no indicator on the triceps being worked. It's all about the angle of the tricep. The joint that's moving is the joint that's really being worked. So it's all the flexion and extension in the tricep. So that's the bottom line. For the tricep dips, I like to keep myself vertical, straight up and down. I won't tilt forward at all. Basically, I'll set myself up looking straight ahead, so I keep good posture so the weight's not leaning back or going forward. You're going to lower yourself down gently, about 90 degrees at the elbow joint, and push straight up. Now, I really don't mind locking out for that beat. So it's down slow, explode going up. Think about you're going to shoot right up through the ceiling. And again, if you could do 10, 15 reps with the body weight, well, maybe now it's time to try a little bit of assistance. Therefore, chains around the neck if you have them, or you'll see the weight belts. That's primarily for the tricep. So my shoulders are pretty much still, and I'm just pushing with the elbows with a slight lean just for balance. You don't have to kick your legs back. I like keeping them straight down because they're not going to touch anyway. That keeps me straight up and down, more focused on the tricep itself. So down, about 90 degrees, head straight, good posture, punch it up. Now, the other one that you'll see in some of my programs is a chest dip. Now, what I try to simulate this is almost like a pressing exercise, almost like for the decline. Now, the decline way of doing it, this way, I'll kick my legs out in front of me to help rock myself in position, rather than trying to lean forward with my legs out, because therefore you put more tension on the shoulder girdle and the rotator cuff. If you try a chest dip, and the whole idea is you're trying to expose the chest, almost like you're doing a bench press on the decline. So you'll see people that lean forward like this, but there's no balance there. There's no leverage. So ideally for a chest dip, you want to kick your legs out almost like a V, almost like a gymnastic move. And you'll see that I'll expose my chest much more. And again, elbows flare or fall naturally wherever they want to go. You don't want to force them out. So I'm up, I'm rocked into it, and I'm lowering myself down nice and slow. And then think about doing a press. So this is really targeting, obviously the chest and a little bit of the triceps, but you're hitting the lower part of the chest and press. Eyes are straight down at the toes, legs are out in front. And that one, is a little bit more difficult. So added weight is not always the case. So those are the 2 dips. Real basic, you don't need a fancy machine, and you're gonna get a lot out of them. You know, they're some of the kings of the exercises. Now let me catch my breath. Now the next one I'm gonna go over are pull-ups. Now this one, you see people failing at all the time. Just like a pull down, obviously this is more effective in my opinion, because if you can do your body weight, that's pretty good. Some guys or girls just have super strong arms and they'll be able to do more weight, more actually repetitions. You know, those who have lower heads that are a little bit larger and heavier or not. You know, on my best day when I'm lighter, I can do 12. Now, maybe 6 to 8. But form is the key. You want to try to simulate doing a lat pull down. And what I mean by that is actually when you're doing the exercise, you want to still think about throwing your chest out, arching your back, not just pulling yourself up. Because when you become concave, more of the elbow flexion comes into play and less back. You're not going to activate those lats and the rhomboids into motion. So instead of kicking your legs, you want to keep your legs nice and still. And again, you can mix up the grips. You can do the chin up version. You can do the wide out. You know, more narrow, wide out, doesn't really matter. You just want to nail the form down first. Now, I don't go too far out only because my arms are shorter. But again, the focus is keeping good posture, keeping your head up, and lead with your chest. That's the main indicator right there. You want to lead with your chest. I'm right about here, not to a full stretch. I'll pull, breathe, and stick it. And right up nice and hard. Up nice and hard. As you see, I'm keeping good posture. That slight arch to my back the whole time, just like a lat pull down. Instead of bringing myself forward, rocking, and just trying to get my chin over the bar. It doesn't even have to go that far. As long as you're leading with your chest, pulling with your elbows, you're going to be hitting it. Again, body weight, 4 to 5 sets. It's plenty to do when you're doing this movement. Now, if you're fortunate, really strong, again, add weight with the belt. So, those are the few movements for this video. The chest dips, the tricep dips, and the pull-ups. Great basic body weight exercises. If you can't do them yet, look for the Gravitron machine, the assistance and counterbalance to help you out, and give it a shot. Thank you for watching.